The other day, my nigga told me, yo, you gotta give me something I could talk to in the car, you know what I mean? Something I could rock to, you know what I mean? Something with that bounce, you know what I mean? So, well, leg up. Last year,
niggas claim that I fell off.
I guess you would call this a comeback. All my solo dolo shit like Mike Rose with 2 cities on both shoulders, still never walk with hunchback. After all these haters told me get my weight up, so I jacked up on steroids to make it from minors to majors. Used to be a broke little nigga. Now all I do is count my paper, so why should I apologize for the life that I done earned? Got my finger up to the critics like fucking at the track burn. If the flow hostile or hot now, what the fuck would I wait my turn? I call me a problem child, or react to wild of life, no concern. So for all those big shots, I might be saying prayers for your earn. Rest in peace to your career. When the
Fuck y'all gonna learn, cause I ED like Sark, we gonna be for a little year.
And I won't stop from the whole top, I can shake down like a sheriff. Excuse me. Can you hold on right for a second? Cause I feel like I'm the shit, nigga. Cause I gotta do my dance. All I need is a new Bugatti and I'ma be legit, nigga.
Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, man. What's up, my guy? I know y'all probably looking up here like, damn, what Gerard doing up here?
I asked the same question.
What Gerard doing up here on fight night? Hey, I'm here. I got to step in for my brother. You know.
That's right.
Prayers up to my boy.
Absolutely. Holding it down for our brother Malik. You know.
Yeah.
Dealing with the personal things. And man, in the meantime, we hold them down. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's what you do for your friends. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so y'all know who it is. It's your boy Gerard, you know, Mr. Daiquiri, man, you know, hard worker himself. We finna take a stab at this fight night shit tonight. That's what we're gonna do. Jon Jones, my cousin.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's right. We're gonna get to him in a little bit. That's right. That's the boy. Yeah, you said you was gonna do your research. That's what you told me.
Yeah.
We gonna see.
I think I did good.
I'm gonna give you your benefit of the doubt until you give me a reason not to. So you know, I'm appreciative.
I still got tabs pulled up on the computer just to make sure.
I do that. No, I have the same thing. I do that all the time just to remind myself of some exacts, some real particulars. You know, I like to be right, and I can't be right like guessing. You know,
right.
That's what we do. But y'all know me, asshole by nature. You know. Oh. Just I felt like this shirt needed to be.
Don't let your president get your ass whooped, and don't make me beat your ass again.
Very necessary right now.
That's how we rolling.
Yep.
That's how we rolling today. Because these niggas, look. No offense to my white friends that are cool, but these white people crazy. I'm just gonna call it what it is.
White people crazy. It's just what it is. But let's get on to it.
Let's get on to it, man. First fight, first topic. Holloway-Kattar, main card on ABC, bro. What you got for me?
It's huge. It's huge. It's the first time in over 2 years UFC is going to be back on network TV. Only time it's ever been on network TV was on Fox. And Fox, as we were talking about before we got on, Fox is always kind of the other network. ABC, NBC, CBS are the main networks. And this is going to be the first time that not the first time mixed martial arts has been on there. You had them Elite XC back in the day when Kimbo was doing his thing. Actually, pretty sure Strikeforce had cards and they were around too. But first time the UFC has been on network, one of these major networks, and ABC does numbers. These
Big numbers.
big numbers. Just kind of looking it up. Last year, the NBA obviously is much more established and a much bigger fan base right now. But in down year last year, they were doing, the highest rated game was doing almost 9 million viewers on average. That was like Game 5 of the NBA Finals. It was like around 9 million average. That's massive. The biggest number they ever did on network TV. Their very first UFC on Fox card, which was the Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos, the first fight where Junior knocked him out in the first round. That did around 5.7 million. That was like 5.6, 5.7 million viewers on that very first Fox card. Their big training on ESPN was their first ESPN card, which again was Cain Velasquez getting knocked out by Francis Ngannou, and that was under 2 mil. So if they can make that jump into the 4, they can get in 4 to 5 million. That's a whole lot of eyes on some guys that a lot of casual people won't really know who they are.
Right. So this I think they taking a chance putting this card on ABC like this, because without like no real big names, unless you're just like a big fan of the UFC. I applaud them for it. I like take a chance like this and not putting a big star, like not having like Conor or even Usman or Jon or Izzy fighting on your network TV debut on ABC. Like, I believe it's gonna be some good fights on this card though.
I mean, it's one of those where those who know when Holloway-Kattar was announced, fight fans were like, "Oh shit, that's going to be a fight!" Like, these are two dudes who put on great fights more often than not. So I feel like the decision is like maybe not the names, but
the fights.
The fight, like
fights over names. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
take a page out of Mario book.
Right. I was thinking the exact same thing. Bars over names, like bars over names. I think that's what it is. Holloway in Hawaii is massive. Holloway has a very passionate and devoted fan base, and Kattar's from Boston, and Boston people love their own.
Yeah, fuck Boston, but
they love their people. Boston, that New England area loves their own, and there's a chance to do really good numbers, and that's big for the UFC because they've been making more. They've been getting themselves more into the mainstream more and more. They were the first sport after the pandemic happened. That was the first major sport to come back and do those big cards was the UFC.
Right.
So they've been, they keep making these moves, and this is just another big one. I think they could do some real big numbers, and if that fight delivers the way it should, that could really draw in a lot of eyes, especially with they have the Conor pay-per-view coming the week after that. Conor versus Poirier 2 is a week later. So if they can draw even more eyes, because that's already going to do. It's Conor that's going to do huge numbers.
Numbers, period.
Period. If they can get even more going into that, it's going to be huge.
So who you got, Holloway or Kattar?
It's tough for me. I'm a big fan of both of them. I saw Kattar's first fight in person. I was randomly sitting next to who I believe were his family and friends, who were like the most stereotypical Boston sounding people I've ever heard in my life. It was really disturbing. But he's obviously really good. I'm gonna go with Max. I think Max honestly should still be the champ. I thought he should have regained the belt in his last fight. Was
say
again
he had to fight his last fight, and I thought he
right.
won that fight, and they didn't give
I
it to
thought he
him.
won it too. I thought he lost the first fight when he lost the belt. I did think he lost that fight, but I thought he won that rematch. And
Clearly.
it kind of sucks because when you're down 2-0 to the guy who's the champ, you're not really going to get that. Like, they're not trying to make that third fight. That's just not.
Because I think in that last fight, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if he would have knocked him out, he would have won. But he let it go the full distance.
Yeah.
And let it come down to decision. Because he was winning like the first 3 rounds.
It was something like that. I don't remember the exact rounds I had it, but I know I had it either 3-2 or even possibly 4-1 for Holloway. I do remember feeling like Holloway won that fight pretty clearly, even though I had money. I had money on Volkanovski, so I still ended up winning. Like my friend was very pissed off, and I was like, "Look, I'm sorry. I agree with you, but the judges said Volkanovski won, so I was going to take that money." But I'm going to go with Max. I think he's lost 2 straight. He's the greatest featherweight champion of all time. The man had a long run. And he knows he needs to kind of get back on that winning track so he can get some big fights. Like we said, there's a card the week after with 2 guys who both hold wins over him. If Max can't get a featherweight title shot again, which looks unlikely, and he beats an up-and-comer like Calvin Kattar, who his exact ranking right now slips my head, but I know he's in the top 5 or 6 in that division. Max can't get that featherweight title shot. But there's a vacant light heavyweight belt up there. I guess technically not vacant because Dan is holding out hope that Khabib will come back. But
yeah, I saw that he was hoping that
right.
He'll take the winner of the Conor fight.
And that's, to me, if you want to make a big splash for that lightweight title, especially if Conor wins, and you do a rematch, because for a long time that was Holloway's last loss, was him as a younger fighter losing to Conor. So very much almost the same story as this Poirier fight that's coming out, where young Poirier lost, and now he's fought his way back to a rematch. So if they can do that, or another Max Poirier fight for a lightweight title, because that happened just a couple years ago, and that was on it because it followed one of the best title fights ever, and Adesanya and Kelvin Gastelum. It didn't get the love it should have gotten, but it was almost as good as that fight. Either one of those I'd be happy for. And if Calvin Kattar wins, then he jumps right into top contender for the featherweight title. So either way, it's a lot on the line for that. But I'm rolling with Max.
I'm gonna go with Max because the last fight I saw him in, I believe he won. So I think he got something to prove here. And old boy ranked Kattar is ranked number 6. So,
number 6 right now.
Yeah, so I think Holloway still got something to prove. I think he's just like, look, bro, I beat the last nigga I fought, and you ain't finna come beat me. And Malik, you're trash for saying that. So just want to let you know that. I just want to let you know that. But yeah, see, look at him. He's just trash.
Yeah. Is he wrong though?
No, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I appreciate you admitting that you're trash. Thank you.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Me and Malik have conversations about stuff that people will never know. People will never know. There's some things that just don't come out. But the rest of this card is, like we said earlier, the rest of this card is really just
more of an up and comers card.
Yeah, fights over names. You know what I mean?
Right.
It can really make their names coming on a big stage like ABC kind of get some fans into it before, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, UFC is not really my thing. like I watch the stars. I don't really watch everybody else, bro. Like
Right.
I watch, like when I first got into it, I only watched silver fights. So like I wouldn't even watch the card. I would care less about the rest of the card. As long as I'm there for the main event and see silver fight, I'm good. Like,
That's what draws people in. That's what usually draws people in, and it's usually these kind of cards that end up being the best cards. That's a lot of times it's those. Geez, that's it. I guess I'll throw it on, and then you get 4 amazing knockouts, and it ends up being this awesome card. That happens a lot of times in MMA. Well,
yeah. So the rest of the card of that night, you got Carlos Condit and Matt Brown.
That's my guy, though. Carlos Condit is one of my favorite fighters of all time. Those are 2 vets.
These niggas got a lot of fights.
Yeah, no, those are 2 long time vets, but they're 2 vets who more often than not put on really good fights. Carlos Condit, for those who don't know, Carlos Condit's nickname is the Natural Born Killer. He didn't get that nickname by accident.
And the nigga is 31-13. I was like, let me go watch one of his fights. And I was like, you know what, bro? This nigga got too many entire fights, bro. I'm not gonna watch this shit.
There's some. Carlos Condit, Robbie Lawler is one of the best title fights of all time. If you got time, check out. Like you want to see a round war. That is one of the best you're gonna see. Carlos Condit got hands, feet, elbows, knees, all of that.
I watched some of his highlights, bro.
He about that action.
This guy's nice.
And Matt Brown is too. Matt Brown is about. There's 2 vets that have been around for a long time about that action. So also one of the only people who almost knocked out GSP. Not many people ever caught GSP in his prime. Carlos Condit caught GSP in his prime and just this close to finish him off. So yeah, he's legitimately one of my 4 or 5 favorite fighters ever. I love Carlos Condit, so that's definitely a fight I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I was sitting here just looking at it, and I was like, God damn, they got a lot of fucking fights. Like, first of all, why are you taking this many blows to the head? Like, usually you get a boxer, like Floyd, get about 50, 52 fights or some shit like that. But Floyd don't lose. So, like, these niggas got double-digit losses. Like, after a while, you would be like, you know what, bro? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. You're not going to keep banging me on the side of my head like this. Or trying to break my arm or my ankle. No, fuck that.
You love it. It's hard for people to walk away.
Yeah, I see. Malik, you said Matt Brown first round knockout?
Ooh. Well, Condit, I mean, like you said, people get out. Condit had retired, and he just recently came back. He just got a win in his last fight. He hadn't fought for some time. So he tried to get out. He couldn't stay away. But that could happen. Either one of it, like anything's possible. This could be a knockout in the first couple of minutes on either side. This could be a 3-round war. That one can honestly go any kind of way.
Yeah. If I was to put my money on it and to watch the highlights like I did, I'm gonna go with Condit, bro. I'm gonna go with Condit.
I'm rooting for him. I'll say that I'm rooting for him. That's my guy. I don't know. Matt Brown's scary.
What's up, Marcus, bro?
My boy. Matt Brown is one of those. He was on The Ultimate Fighter a long time ago, and there was one of the, every little reality show, there's always that dude just being a dick, being an asshole to everybody. And they were just like, we're not going to, they could have kicked him off the show. And they were like, no, we're going to make him fight. They put him in there with Matt Brown. Matt Brown beat the shit out of him. I think Matt Brown, he was like one of those like tobacco dipper people or some shit like that. And the dude, like one of them, and like they're like Matt Brown's always quiet, but the dude like fucked with his dip, like threw water or lemon juice or something, and like that was the straw, and Matt Brown proceeded to beat the shit out of him in that next fight. Matt Brown's cool, chill, till you fuck with his shit. And then he will beat the dog shit out of you.
Right.
So that's definitely, that should be a good one.
I think it's gonna be a good one. Malik, full 15 minutes, bro. I'm gonna say second round, somebody getting knocked out.
We gonna see.
And let's see, the next fight is Santiago versus Lee. I ain't finna try to pronounce their names, bro.
Yeah, the rest of it is
Pun. Yeah, I don't know none of these people. I went back and looked at them, and I was like, yeah. We got an undefeated two undefeateds on the card. Like they starting to show off though. These two middleweights,
right?
Which might, what usually happens with shit like that. Them be the best fights on the card. It'd be like one of them first two fights. They don't nobody know who these folks are,
yep.
And then they come out and have one of the best fights on the card. And you'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking out for you next time, and
exactly.
Then you forget who the
fuck exactly. That's what it is. There's you're different. I remember seeing Khabib. Like Khabib was one of those people. Like I saw Khabib, and I was just like, oh shit! Like that wasn't even close. Like. He might be scary. And I just remember I'm like, it was one of those like, I'm going to remember that name. Like, I didn't know how to say his last name at the time. I was like, this dude could be, I'm remembering that name. And that shit.
Like when I found Conor,
he did that.
Bro, I remember watching Conor on one of his first UFC cards, and I was like, who is this little dude, bro? Like, this nigga is nice. The nigga with the big tattoo on his chest. That's who I used to call him. It's the little Irish nigga with the tattoo on his chest, the little leprechaun nigga.
Yep.
And then now look at him.
He did that.
I only watch Conor fights, bro.
He did that. Not even mad. Well, we talk about some greatest. Let's get over to your cousin.
Yeah, Jon Jones said he has no intentions of going back to light heavyweight. Hey man, John, quit playing with Izzy, bro. You gonna make Izzy not gonna follow you to heavyweight, bro.
That's my thing. I don't doubt. Look, I don't doubt that Jon. Like you can't. Again, he wanted to challenge himself. I fully believe Jones was like, I don't have no challenges at light heavyweight. Like nothing to mentally, like to really mentally, like I gotta lock in. I don't think he saw any of those at light heavyweight, and that's kind of where I think that's partially why he started to call out Izzy, and why he ended up ultimately deciding to go to heavyweight. But if you've made this decision to go to heavyweight, and you have zero intentions of fighting Izzy, shut the fuck up talking about Izzy. Izzy ain't going, like, we not even sure he's big enough to fill out at light heavyweight at 205.
Right.
Like, so I don't get it.
I think he's just making the fight more interesting, bro, to be honest with you. I think it's all show. It's all show. I think it's all show. That's just me. That's my opinion. I think it's all show. And I think that Jon is only doing this to provoke Izzy. Because he getting in Izzy's head. Because what the thing is, this is what I'm thinking. Jon is saying all this, and he's hoping that Izzy goes to light heavyweight and get his block knocked off. And he like, see, why the fuck would I go down and fight you? Like, no, you just got beat by the nigga that couldn't beat me. So like, no, it's like, I'm not gonna do it, bro. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, first off, he ain't Blachowicz either, so he can't sit here and be like, yeah,
Well,
this
yeah,
dude
I'm
could.
just saying, like, you're not finna come. You're not. I mean, we're not gonna do it. I'm not coming down to fight you because of this. Because look at you, scum.
Right.
You lost.
Right.
Run through
I
the
think that I've said it since this first started, and I still hold to it. John needed that, especially at that time. Now he's up at heavyweight. You know, he's got some other fights for him. But at that time when this first started, John needed that fight more than Izzy needed that fight. And I think John didn't think or didn't realize that Izzy knew the power that he already had. And Izzy, like John was like, let's do this. And Izzy was like, nah, I don't have to. And Izzy understood, I'm already becoming my own star. I got people, I don't have to fight you. Or when we fight, I can do it on my time. Most people, when they're getting into it with these big stars, you don't really have that option. If you go and get that big star fight, you got to jump at it when it comes. Otherwise, it never will. Izzy knew that he didn't have to. And
Izzy
it was two people trying to force a fight on their own time. John, right? It's just the biggest star in the sport right now, outside of Conor. Like Jones is obviously is arguably the greatest fighter of all time, but at this very moment, the only star in MMA bigger than Izzy Adesanya is Conor McGregor. Period. Izzy's getting boxing commentating gigs on fucking Mike Tyson car. Like, I'm sorry, like he don't need to fight you. Sorry, it is what it is.
He does fight Jones, bro, but like
we all want to see it.
Of course, we all want to see it.
But that, I get what you're saying, Andre. Here's the thing: that jump up to light heavyweight really only happened because Cannonier lost to Whitaker, and Whitaker said he wasn't ready to fight at middleweight. So he didn't have any challengers at middleweight anymore. He went from 2 very real challengers for the middleweight title to no challenge for the middleweight title. Everyone's sitting here. I'm on an island alone. His light's gonna dim. Tell me what happens when Jon Jones has fought these elite level strikers and tried to strike with them. Tell me what happened. Because John is cocky enough to believe he can strike with these strikers. That's what he did with Santos. I thought he won the fight, but it was to a dude that had destroyed every single ligament in his knee. Should have dominated that man. He couldn't. Dominic Reyes. I don't even think Dominic Reyes is an elite level striker. I thought he lost that fight. Close fight. Very, very close fight. But I thought Reyes won the first 3 rounds. Personally. You got it for Jones. He choked out Machida when he started wrestling with him. What happened in the first round? When he tried to strike with Lyoto Machida. I recall John getting tagged up in that first round and losing the first round of his UFC career when he tried to strike with Machida.
He lost the first round. I remember that fight. But he got won
tagged. Yes. I'm not saying he won the fights.
Who cares about losing a round?
I'm just saying if he to me, Jon Jones's struggles have come against elite level strikers. Gustafsson, the first fight, he couldn't take Gustafsson down. He had to trade hands with Gustafsson. Gustafsson fucked him up till he got tired. And when Gustafsson gassed, and credit to John, he took advantage of it. Hit him with the Hail Mary.
Corey, that's what great fighters do. We all seen Silva get his ass whooped for 4.5 rounds. We all seen it.
I'm not doubting Jones' talent.
4 rounds, 4 3/4 rounds, because he beat him.
That was literally like a minute and a half. It really was like that. It really was.
When you're great like that, and you feel like, you know what, I can strike with a nigga, and I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna strike with you, and I'm gonna show you that even though you might be a better striker than me, you're not gonna get me. And that's exactly what he does. So Jon is probably the greatest UFC fighter of all time.
He's one of the two. It's him or Silva. I'm in no way denying Jon Jones' greatness. Like let's make that very, very clear. I am in no way denying Jon Jones' greatness. He is absolutely, it's him or Silva as the GOATs.
1A, 1B.
1A,
1A and a half.
100%. I am not arguing that point at all. I'm simply saying, if he's believed Jon would strike with him, I don't think he would be saying he needs another year or so. Again, I think that's a matter, like, the Izzy Jon thing depends on how you're looking at it. If Izzy, it's a which way you're going to look at it. Oh, here you go, Malik. You can sit here and say Izzy's running from Jon. You could also say Jon was calling on Izzy before Izzy hit his true peak in UFC.
And that's what
Izzy just said.
So you won't have to fight them at their full peak.
Right.
That is greatness.
And that's okay. So why is Izzy wrong for saying, no, I'm not going to let you do that?
Well, Izzy, you don't want this big money, my guy. You don't want this big life, my guy.
He already gets paid more than Jon. He gets paid more than Jon in his fights.
Because you know why? You know why? Jon signed a fucked up deal, and he shouldn't be fighting for the UFC right now. And that's just a whole nother thing. Because we all know what Dana been doing. Dana's a bitch. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. Dana is hoeing all the fighters. When you got one of the biggest stars and you let him go fight Floyd Mayweather, and he gets paid more than anybody on any UFC card ever. The biggest star in your sport is not the highest paid star in your sport, bro. Like, come on, bro. You're tripping.
Like I said, both of them, it was a pissing contest. Both of them wanted to do shit on their own terms.
And I don't blame it, though.
Right. That's my thing is, don't go with Izzy because Izzy tried to assert his power the same way Jones tried to assert his power. I think both of them tried to make the same moves and saying it's going to happen on our time. I don't fault either one of them for that. I just fight back because it's always like, well, Izzy should have just taken the fight and he's ducking it. That's what bothers me. I think both tried to flex on each other, and it was a stalemate.
It's like two heels in wrestling going at each other. Look, I'm a cheat, but I'm a fight you on my own time. I'm not gonna run up in the ring with the chair and I'm gonna look at you and be like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. It's like a mind thing, bro. It's mind games, bro.
Malik, what you got to say to me?
You know what, man? I was just trying to sit here and grieve in peace, man. And then I knew that this fucking DC fan up there to the right.
This ain't got nothing to do with DC.
Nah,
I ain't mentioned that
I knew.
We ain't even talking about DC.
I knew that DC fan would get up here.
I ain't mentioned that man one time.
And slander my nigga Jon.
I didn't.
Jon sunned his mans during the week.
I
knew. First of all, Izzy didn't want no smoke with like heavyweight until Jon moved. Everybody knows that. Izzy could have planned the fight and be like, "Hey, Jon," when he heard about Jon was moving to heavyweight, he could have been like, "Hey, yo, bud, just hold up a second. I'm gonna be right there." Did he say that? No. What Izzy did was the bitch move. Was, "Hey, you drop your title, so I'm gonna come take that hoe." Knowing that you got to put on 60 pounds just to fight in heavyweight, so most likely Jon not going to lose that weight and come back to light heavyweight. Whole move.
When Izzy won his last fight, did he or did he not call out Jared Cannonier, knowing he still had challengers a middleweight?
So what? Jared Cannonier just got his ass kicked by Robert
But
Whittaker.
right, because he said if you win this fight, you're next.
So why he ain't call out John then? Why Jared Cannonier?
Because he wanted to fight in his division. Legacies get made in your division. GSP, Mouse, Silva, Jones all dominated their divisions, and that's how they made their legacy. He wanted to do the same, and he thought he went from contenders to no contenders in a month.
Okay, so that's when you call out John. You don't call out Jared Cannonier.
John had already made his move.
There's no shock value in Izzy calling out Jared fucking Cannonier. There's none. Gerard, if I told you today, hey yo, Gerard, this nigga Izzy about to fight Jared Cannonier, what's your first word?
Who?
Exactly.
Has Izzy
nobody cares.
Has Izzy been more about calling out big names or about who's the most dangerous fighters? Has that not always been his thing? Yoel was the most. Yoel was coming off 2 losses.
So what?
But he was dangerous.
Exactly.
He cost him. That's why he fought him.
People know who Yoel is. Nobody cares about who Jared Cannonier is.
He was fighting. He was going to fight the most dangerous fighters. Costa. Oh, y'all say Costa's this Terminator. I'm gonna fight Costa. Oh, Costa gets hurt. Who's next? Who y'all think is the most dangerous? Yoel. I don't care that he's coming off 2 losses. Let's fight it. I'll fight him.
Okay, that Costa fight was a year-long build.
That's because Costa got hurt.
Yeah, but so that people wanted to see that fight. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not like he called him out because, oh yeah, I just feel like he's a tough opponent. No, everybody saw the ringside shit with them arguing and shit, and people wanted to see that fight.
Was he a big name?
He was getting up there.
He wasn't a big name. Izzy's been about fighting who people think are the toughest challenges. That's what anyone, you as a fan, know how dangerous Jared Cannonier was looking at 185. I don't give a fuck about his name or that people don't know him. Any fans that knew who Jared Cannonier was and had watched him fight at 185 knew how dangerous he was. He was knocking out people like Rumble when Rumble came back to 205. Jared Cannonier was lighting motherfuckers up. And that's who he wanted next. And Cannonier lost. And then Whittaker was like, I got a kid on the way. I ain't trying to fight right now. And suddenly Izzy's going, well, the next 2 people I've already beat. And one of those 2 people is no longer in the company. And who gives a fuck about Jack Hermanson? So what the fuck else is there for him to do? And at that point, John was already
Jared Cannonier.
And at that point, John had already made his decision to go up to light heavyweight. To heavyweight.
A lot of excuses. You make a lot of excuses for this kid.
That ain't excuses. That's just facts. This is timeline.
A lot of excuses for this kid. The kid who said no in the first place. The one who said no in the first place.
Why does he have to say? Why does he have to acquiesce to what Jon Jones wants?
Jon Jones was the king. What are you talking about?
Was. Still is. Don't say was. Still is.
Because what?
Of the light heavyweight division, Gerard. Excuse me.
And?
What you mean, and?
He didn't go. Jones came. Let's be clear here. Jones came at him first. Jones had Izzy's name in his mouth first.
Okay.
Then Izzy started him back at him. So again, does Izzy have to just conform to whatever John wants? He ain't got to. Why is Izzy being demoted? Why is Izzy being hated for saying you're not going to control how my career goes? I run this shit, and I'm going to call my shots. Why is he wrong for running his own career?
Because first of all, he's a fucking fighter. I don't give a shit about your career. Gerard, if I came up to you and you didn't know me, and I said, hey, you short bum ass nigga, what's the first thing you gonna want to do? You gonna fight me, right? Look at the look in your face. You gonna want to fight me, right? Exactly.
This ain't the streets.
You're not
This
gonna
ain't
be
the
like,
streets.
hey,
It's a
you're not
business.
gonna be you ain't gonna be like, nah, bruh, give me a week to get my shit right, and then meet me back here. You're not gonna say no shit like that. Just saying, kid
This ain't
ducking
the
smoke.
streets. This ain't the streets.
Kid ducking smoke.
This ain't the streets.
It ain't the streets, but it's a business of fighting. So fight. You know what they should do? They should meet at some type of catch weight.
I'm fine with that.
It's not
Just
happening.
like
I'm
just
fine
like
with that.
me and Malik gonna meet at 205.
Again, I'm not
It's gonna be
mad.
all right.
I'm not mad at John for calling out Izzy. I'm not mad at either side for trying to lobby and leverage and use their leverage in the right way. I just don't like when one side gets hate for it and the other side doesn't. I ain't even slander Jones. I ain't mentioned none of the. If I wanted to slander Jones, there's a whole lot of other things I could mention that I didn't. I ain't trying to slander John right now.
Yeah, please don't. I got him on speed down. Don't do that.
I'm not going that route. I'm simply saying they're both doing the same thing, and yet people are just saying Izzy ran. And to me, that's not fair. They both did the same thing in this instance, in my opinion.
We got what else we got on today's docket?
Since we talking about Izzy,
yeah, Izzy and Blachowicz on 259.
UFC 259. It's official. Y'all know who I got. I'm not betting against Izzy right now.
If Izzy goes in there and gets his head knocked off, which I doubt, but it's a possibility.
It's a big possibility. He's going to go in there and get his motherfucking head knocked off. It's more than a slim possibility.
Blachowicz got power on power.
So, if that goes in there, does John really want to take that after that happens anyway?
No, for what?
No.
He's
No,
a peasant at that point.
Izzy, I say that to say this. Izzy is fired up, and Izzy's going to beat bruh in the second round. Calling it now. Second round knockout, bruh. I'm calling it. I'm finna go put some money on it on FanDuel in a minute. I'm calling it right now.
I like Blachowicz. I like Blachowicz. Blachowicz.
I like him too. I watched some of his highlights last night. First of all, let me tell you how much research I did. I am so tired of watching UFC fights right now, bro. My head hurts. I watched highlights since 8 o'clock yesterday to get ready for this shit. Bro, I am tired.
Proud of you.
You're fucking tired. Okay. You know what, Gerard? You make me fucking sick, Gerard.
Fucking
you make
tired,
me fucking
bro.
sick. Because you don't understand the grind. I gotta watch all these. I'm a UFC and basketball fan. I gotta watch all these fucking basketball games and all these fucking UFC fights and all these fucking NFL games. Plus the shit we want to talk about on Saturday. I don't want to hear tired from you after you have to fill in for one episode. You know what, Gerard? I thought you were gonna come up here and make me proud.
First of all,
and you were at first, but now your excuses are starting to come out.
First of all, you got to remember what all I do, sir. I don't just do this. I don't just do the podcast. I also have a business I run. You see that sponsorship to the left of you? That's me. That's me right there. Yes.
Empty calories. Empty calories. I got a 9 to 5. I got a 9 to 5 too. I don't want to hear that
That's
shit.
me right there.
I don't want to hear that shit. I got a 9 to 5 too.
And I work at Domino's on the side. Like, plus I got 4 kids I got to deal with. I don't want to hear it. Yes, I did all of this yesterday. No, I'm tired. And I'm not tired physically. I was watching UFC for at least 12 hours, bro. I didn't go to sleep till like 8 o'clock this morning, bro. I was watching UFC all fucking night, bro.
Well, I'm proud of you. Is that what you wanted me to say? I'm proud of you that you did your research and you still up here getting fucking smoked by Corey.
I'm not
so I had to come up here.
I'm literally not getting smoked.
You was gonna let him get away with that Jon Jones is.
I was letting him talk. I wanted to hear what Corey had to say.
I ain't slander Jones. You want me to slander Jones? We can save that for another day because I could really go at Jones.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna
But I'm
wait,
not.
and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get my man Dustin up here, and then we gonna
That's fine.
fucking jump you. That's what's
That's
gonna
fine.
happen.
That's fine.
Andre had a question for us, bro.
Do you think Izzy would have went up in weight if John stayed at light heavyweight when John's been trying to make the fight happen the entire time?
No, I don't.
think he would. I know you don't.
I don't.
Bro, I think he would have came up because I think this fight is one of the big money fights, and I honestly think they holding off on it until they can get a lot of people in the motherfucking building. Because it's gonna be in Vegas or LA, and they're gonna have a lot of motherfucking people in the building, bro. I know this.
I think that if the same things that happened at middleweight happened, if the people lose, if everything that happened in middleweight goes the exact same way, and John stays at light heavyweight, I think Izzy moves up. I think the reason Izzy moved up to light heavyweight is because his expected opponents at middleweight fell through. That is what I believe.
And if Izzy was to move up while John was still there, he wouldn't fucking fight John. He'd go out and he'd be like, nah, let me have a couple of fights on my belt before I fight John, which would have pushed the fight back another fucking year. And by that time, John definitely would have been ready to move up to heavyweight anyway. I don't feed into this Izzy shit anymore.
If John had stayed light heavyweight, he might.
I got Jon Blachowicz, second round, knockout. Dims Izzy light, send him back down there to middleweight where the fuck he belongs, and then we just gonna call it a wrap. John gonna look like the genius that he is, knowing that the kid is not worth it.
John washed the dude. Blachowicz washed the dude that arguably should have taken the belt off John. So if John stays a light heavyweight, quite frankly, I'm not sure it would have happened because I'm not 100% sure he would have beat Blachowicz.
Oh my God, Corey!
I just wanted to piss you off. I just wanted to.
Corey,
I'm glad.
I just wanted
that bullshit. All right, Corey.
That was very disrespectful.
All right, Corey.
That was very disrespectful, sir.
Right,
very disrespectful.
Second round, Jon Blachowicz knockout, bro. I'm calling it just not. I got to happen now. I'm sorry, man.
I knew that was gonna get. I knew that was gonna get it. He doesn't. Francis. That's very simplified. One, Francis has proceeded to knock out every other person like in the top 5 since he lost that Stipe fight. So it's really no other fight for him because he's already knocked out anyone else that could be considered for a fight. 2, as far as I've seen, Jones is still in line to get that title shot first. Nothing's been announced as far, and quite frankly, Stipe's holding up the whole fucking heavyweight division. That something should have been happened either way. But I don't think Jones is fighting at heavy unless it's Stipe. He went up there to challenge himself. He said that himself, and I do believe that.
Have y'all seen that man lately?
He looks fucking John. Yeah, John looks fucking ridiculous. I don't think John's fighting unless it's against Stipe or Ngannou. He said he went up there to challenge himself. Sorry, Curtis Blades, you're not the fucking challenge that Jon Jones is seeking out when he goes to heavyweight. I think to just say, Ngannou's just going to get a rematch versus the guy he lost to. Yeah, Stipe beat shit out of him for sure. And that fucked him up for his fight after that. In that god-awful fight against Derek Lewis. Then what did he do? Knock out Kane, knock out
ball was hot.
Right. He knocked out Kane bad. He knocked out the other kickboxer dude that was on a little run from Suriname. His name I can't think of right now. Ngannou has just murdered people since then. Like his last 4 fights have been like 2 minutes total. Like
And Dana's not been letting him fight for like the past year. It's been on some wild shit. So Ngannou deserves that title fight before Jon, just so he can move Ngannou the fuck out of the way. As far as everybody wanting to see Ngannou get that title fight because he's smoking everybody. So it's just kind of just what's best right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't get mad at the fact that Izzy's getting a title shot and Jon's not getting an automatic title shot at heavyweight. I'm not mad at that shit at all because they've had Ngannou on the sidelines for too fucking long.
Certain people are going to get to jump the line. Jon Jones is one of those people that will get to jump the line. And again, if Izzy's not getting that light heavyweight title shot, who the fuck is? Who's next? I don't think Gerard can name another person in the light heavyweight division.
Glover. Stop it, Corey.
Didn't they already fight? I'm almost positive Glover and Blachowicz I've already fought as well. I feel relatively confident that that Glover and Blachowicz have fought before. Don't quote me. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they did. I may be wrong about that. I don't have that off the top of my head.
So you don't feel like Glover deserves a title shot after him just smoking Santos like that?
Absolutely, he does. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. A lot of people deserve things that don't happen. Ngannou deserves, in the same way Ngannou deserves the title fight, but Jon's probably going to jump him. It's the name of the game. Is it fair? No.
No, that ain't fault.
But okay, cool. I wasn't sure. But names and money fights sell, and that's what the UFC is. You know, it's not as bad as boxing, but it is still a thing, and
it's starting to get there.
No one's gonna give a fuck about Blachowicz, even to a lesser extent. I think Ngannou's kind of picked up some steam enough to where people will care about an Ngannou-Stipe fight. But no one will give any fucks about a Blachowicz Glover fight.
Andre, no, Jon is not gonna jump right back down, bro. He just gained like 60-something damn pounds, bro. He's not cutting all that weight to go back there, bro. If you see Jon Jones now, then what he looks like bro, look like a fucking superhero. I'm just gonna call it that, bro. And he got this big ass dog he wrestled with all day. Like, I'm good, bro.
That's what fucked Roy Jones up. That's what fucked Roy Jones up in boxing. Roy went up to heavyweight, tried to come right back down to light heavyweight. He was never the same.
He got his ass smoked.
He won the first fight, barely. And then it was just knockout.
Yeah, I mean,
Roy.
Yeah, you know, you would know. You know, that's your man. You know, he lost his last fight. You know, we all watched it on TV.
Judge said it was wrong.
Who you talking about?
Him and Mike Tyson, bro.
What?
He beat the shit out of Roy. Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna trust the viewpoints of those boxing Hall of Famers as opposed to
fuck you, nigga. Let's backtrack. We got Usman and Burns on 258. Finally, bro. Finally, what we doing, bro?
Ooh, I'm excited for it because Gilbert Burns is really fucking good.
Yeah, dude, legit. They had to back out of it last year because of
COVID stuff. I
think
COVID
first, and then Usman had to back out of it because of some injuries,
right?
And then now we're finally here.
He took the Masvidal fight on like a week's notice and beat shit out of Masvidal.
Well, he stomped his toes the whole fight. That was
the shit out of Masvidal. Stop it, Corey. See,
he stomped his toes the whole fight. I'm a little mad about the poster.
He clearly won off.
Literally, that's it.
Okay, he out wrestled. I'll take he out wrestled.
Thank you.
Clearly won
Thank you. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Big Stepper was really stepping on the nigga foot. Like, God damn, fight the nigga, bro. Shit.
He fought the nigga on week's notice. Like, Corey, you aficionado. I'm not letting you get away with shit like that.
It goes both ways. He had to change his game plan too.
No, he had to change his game plan. He was already in camp for like 3 months. Corey, you're an aficionado. I'm not letting you get away with shit like that. Saying that he beat the shit out of Masvidal, which he did not.
I didn't say it was
he just
fair.
out-wrestled him.
He out-wrestled him. I said I'll take that. He out-wrestled him. I said I'll take that.
I'm starting to realize how Corey is, man. Because when you do the show for a while, you know how much Corey really knows. And then the shit that he say he don't put a disclaimer for. Yeah, you ain't shit, Corey.
I got Usman. Okay.
I got Usman too. Then I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna go the distance though.
Yeah. Respect to Burns. He got power. He got cold jiu-jitsu. But sometimes that jiu-jitsu don't matter when it's just a really large man raining punches down on top of you. You ain't got a chance to sweep and get some holds in when this Africa strong man is just fucking you up. And I ain't seen nothing to make me believe that anyone's at welterweight has got anything for Usman right now. I don't.
I gotta go with Burns. Sorry, I'm not rooting for the toe stomper. I got Gilbert Burns, bro. Fast on his feet. Usman's not going to bully him like he could bully everybody else on the ground. I think it's a tough fight for Usman actually. But I got Gilbert Burns winning, in my opinion.
I think it's gonna go the distance because just watching some of Usman's fights and watching some of Burns' fights is just like, okay, yeah, I can see, how it could go the distance. I don't think nobody knocking nobody out though.
I agree with that. I concur.
The last card before that one is, what did you say?
257.
Yeah, 257. Chandler and Hooker on 257.
That should be a firefight.
Is that on the same fight as Conor?
Yeah, that's gonna another kind of fight. That's gonna be co-main.
Co-main event that night, my guy.
That should be fire. It really should. Dan Hooker had 2 Fight of the Year contenders last year with Paul Felder and with Poirier. Both of them were insane. Michael Chandler, he's a little older. He done been in some wars. Back in Bellator, Eddie Alvarez fights, Will Brooks fights. I think he's won 9 of his last 11, and one of those losses was like he fucked his ankle up in a fight, so it was technically a loss. And he ended up coming back and beat the shit out of the dude when they fought again. So Michael Chandler he's long been one of the best fighters outside of the UFC. And Dan Hooker, I'm not going to hold Dan Hooker for losing a really close, crazy fight to Dustin Poirier. He's one of the best fighters in the world right now. You want me to choose right now? I'm going Hooker because usually when fighters come over to the UFC, that first fight they struggle. Almost every single time.
Why is that though? It's fighting. Like, why is this?
Different arena.
It's a different arena, higher level of competition, bro. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Like, if you watch Bellator, you'll see the stars that they have, and you see the people that they actually put them in a ring with, and it most of the time looks like that other guy doesn't deserve to be there, or just can't keep up with the star power that he's facing. That's a lot of Bellator's problems. That's why they have a tendency to keep signing these fucking UFC fighters and try to get that competition a little bit up. But when they come over to the UFC, man, it's just a different ball game for them.
It's a bigger cage, too, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a bigger cage. And that kind of throws people off to where normally you would be able to corner some people or trap some people, and there's more room now. I think Bellator might have fixed that and changed their cage, but I know at some point a lot of people would come over and didn't realize how much bigger UFC's cage was than other places were. And now it's like you got to cover more ground. Now your gas tanks, that's usually good. You're doing a little bit more extra. Yep, I'm with you, Joe. I got a Hooker. I agree. Hooker is he's a problem. And even after those first fights, Eddie Alvarez recovered from that first fight, went on to be a champ. Shogun Rua lost to fucking Forrest Griffin in his first fight. Let's never forget that shit. And he ended up becoming a champ. It happens to a lot of dudes coming over from those big leagues. Not saying Chandler won't eventually get over there, but Will Brooks came over here and was trash. And Will Brooks beat shit out of Eddie Alvarez twice. And that second fight was close, but he beat Michael Chandler twice. Came over to UFC and was like 1-3. And that one win was questionable. I'm Hector Lombard, another Bellator champ. Came over to UFC. Didn't do shit. I'm not holding my breath right now. I hope he proves me wrong, but I gotta go with Hooker.
The odds are plus 145. I'm gonna go with Chandler. I'm putting my money on all the underdogs that fight card. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put about a dollar on a card parlay, like a wild parlay, and see what I come up with.
All right. First of all, don't fuck around and lose your money doing that shit.
Bro, I bet like $1, bro. I don't go crazy.
You just do small money on like huge parlays and both.
Like who's crazy parlays, bro? Like the week I told y'all I almost won 100K. I put up $2, bro. Like I picked all the upsets and all the teams that was supposed to win didn't win. Like shit just happened like that.
I don't know who I'm choosing. Y'all niggas go out on a limb. I don't know who I'm choosing because at the same time, if Dan Hooker keep the fight on feet, I kind of and it also too. I heard Dana say that he might start making co-mains 5 rounds. I don't know if he's going to do that for this fight. If it's a 3-round fight, I give it to Hooker. If it's a 5-round fight, I get that shit to Chandler because Hooker's going gas by the 3rd round.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. But we got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks for that. So
y'all got a whole nother episode where y'all can talk about Conor and all that, bro. Conor gonna win though.
I understand why y'all didn't talk about Conor this episode. He's fucking GOAT.
He's gonna win.
It's 2 weeks. We still got 2.5 weeks for that card.
GOAT. I'm ashamed.
Don't be ashamed. You'll be back next week, sir. You guys can talk about it then.
Not the GOAT. Calm down.
But we coming up on our time. We done touched on all our topics. My guy showed up. Appreciate you, dog. Andre, appreciate you for being out in the comments. Jay was in the comments. Marcus was on YouTube, bro. I appreciate all that, man. You got anything to say, Malik, bro, since you're here?
About what exactly? I shouldn't even really been here. I literally just came up here because I couldn't let Corey get away with this shit. I thought I was going to be able to sit here and let him slide for it until I saw him this week. But nah.
I ain't scratched the surface. I ain't scratched the surface on Jon Jones slander.
See,
remember that.
Please, let's not slander Jon Jones at all. Don't forget, we are building a brand here, guys, and we can't have you guys talking about these people like that. And we're trying to get them to come on the show eventually.
I don't hate Jon.
Yeah, you take your own advice, nigga.
I was waiting on you to say something like that.
Go back and get drunk. I'm not doing that shit with y'all. I was drunk before I even came on here.
Dame Lillard gonna come here and give you them hands. What you talking about?
Who? Number 0? Please.
Exactly.
Please. You just got 62 dropped on his head. Come talk to me, Dame. Please.
In the show.
But nah, man. All the episodes are out now. We at episode 7. We're gonna drop it I'll drop it in the morning. Y'all make sure y'all share. Y'all make sure y'all, stream that junk, run them numbers up. Let's get this show on the road, man. Let's get this show on the road, dog. You got anything you need to say, Corey, before we get up out of here?
Just the word of the week: miracles. Keeping that going.
You know what? I got something to say. Yesterday's terrorist attack on the Capitol, bro. Hey man, you white people crazy. Y'all crazy as hell. Crazy as a motherfucker. Y'all in here, y'all talk about us. Can't take us nowhere. We literally can't take y'all nowhere. Y'all think y'all own shit. This motherfuckers running up and down that place, like just taking pictures with shit they ain't supposed to be taking pictures with. Niggas stuck the podium that they make the State of the Union address with. It's literally on eBay right now, going for $495. Like you could probably get more than that, you idiot. But Jesus, why sell yourself short? All you want is $500.
No, it is. We rubbed off on him. Because
we rubbed off on them.
We rubbed off on them. Because that's some nigga shit. To steal a podium and then to sell that shit on eBay is something that I know one of my niggas would do in a heartbeat. So some shit.
First of all, we would have made it in there. Like, if we would have made it in the Capitol building to steal the podium, we would have had to catch it in transit. Like, it fell off the back of a truck. And you'd be like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do with this? With the bitch on eBay. These niggas, he took it out the front door, bro. Like he literally is walking down DC with that motherfucker, and then nobody stopped this man.
That's white privilege at its finest for you. Because we wouldn't even cross the gate. Niggas would have started pressing the atomic bomb buttons. So you already.
They'd have been out there before. It was
before it even happened.
It was an inside job. We knew what was happening.
They opened the barricades for them niggas, bro.
It was an inside job. We know what it was. It was an inside job. The 45 was out there talking to the people before all this happened. They knew that there was going to be a giant rally around there on that day.
Gave them a date. He said January 6th.
They could have had National Guard there prepared like they did when there was black folks marching. They didn't. Why? Because they were told not to. Because it was an inside job from 45. Simple as that. It's what it was.
I'm not even surprised. That's the crazy part. I'm not even shocked. Like,
why should you be? It's 45, bro. Like,
I'm talking about just them able to do that shit. Like, I'm not even shocked. One thing I want to say to I know a lot of us are not crazy enough to do this shit. Don't let this fool y'all to think that, oh, they did so we can do it next time we go out there. No, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit, y'all. Don't fall for it.
I don't think we're stupid enough to already know that the repercussions are not going to be the same for us.
I just want to let y'all know. Just because they did it, don't believe that we can do that too. Like,
it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go.
It's not gonna go the way we hope it's gonna go. Don't do that shit. As my nigga Day said, you gotta be ready to die for this shit. Them niggas was ready to die for this shit. But they knew they weren't gonna get shot. So I mean, it was 4 people that ended up dead.
They put their foot up on the desk of the Speaker of the House. They were comfortable. Of course they knew they went. Of course they didn't think they was gonna get killed.
Nigga stole a piece of mail.
They're comfortable as shit.
Nigga stole a piece of mail. Put it on Instagram. With his face.
White folk.
You white folk crazy.
Is treason to storm the Capitol? No,
yes, brother. Yes. Yes, it is. It's treason, bro. It is treason. It's a terrorist attack. It is. The man just said if anybody was to ever defile a state building, a federal building, or any of that, it's 10 years minimum.
Well, we about to see a lot of them motherfuckers in general pop.
We know what it is.
You ain't
No,
finna
we're
see
not.
none of them niggas in
No,
General
we're
Pop.
not. No, we're
You finna see them
No,
niggas on
we're
the
not.
streets.
right.
They are fine. They are at
Back at
home.
work. They
chilling.
back at work. They're gonna be working tomorrow. What you talking about? Maybe they got the weekend off. They'll be back at work on Monday.
Right. They took the week
No.
off. Come on. But I'm gonna say this topic for the show Saturday. LeBron wants to buy the Atlanta Dream. I want to know how y'all,
And Melo's talking. Melo's in on it too. Let's go.
This is gonna be wild. Y'all think we can get in on it?
Free sandwiches for everybody.
Shut up, fool. Shut up, fool. Y'all think we can get in on it? How much you think it costs to buy a steak in the joint?
Still a lot of money, more money than I got. I know that shit.
I don't care to
WNBA.
I don't want a lot of steak. I just want a little piece, bro. Like, I take a little corner up there. I just want my name on the paperwork.
Good luck with that.
I'm gonna call up LeBron and see what I can do.
You do that. I'll try to put in a good word for you.
Yeah, you in LA. Go holler at LeBron. Tell him I said what's up.
He definitely knows who you are. I'll let him know. I got you.
He do. He be watching in the group, bro. All them niggas watching the group. I know it. Yeah. I know it. We said some shit about Steph. What'd he do? He go for 62. Come on.
In fairness, everybody was saying a lot of shit about Steph.
No, we say shit about Steph and shit starts happening. Like we do when that whole top 10 Clay thing started popping. And then next thing you know, Clay go out for 35, 40 points that night. Nah, bro. It's somebody in the group, bro. Trust me. I know it. I'm going to find them. They in the group, though. But y'all be easy. Yes, Miss Kim, we sick of seeing all this shit. Too bad we ain't going to stop. But we out. Y'all have a good night, bro. Hey, again, many prayers to my brother down there, bro. Malik, we got you, bro.
Sir.
We here, brother. Phone call away, my G.
Appreciate it.
But we out. Y'all be easy. Y'all enjoy y'all day, man.